What's up, YouTube? Speakman's Aquariums. I'm giving you guys an update on the tanks here. Wow, I got some really bad glare on the camera. This is week 2, I think. Week 3, maybe. But by now I'm starting to see some differences in plant growth, things like that between the, that tank is dirt. This tank was eco-complete, and this tank was Floramax. Now the eco-complete I did mix with fluorite, and I added some fluorite to the dirted tank as well. And then my little Nano tank up there was Floramax as well. But I wanted to talk about some differences that I found. Initially in this tank, the eco-complete, it melted like normal, but man, stuff came back awesome. You can see how green the sage is there in the back. The Rotala indica is going great. Check this out. This is from my Amazon sword that's in the back. It's sending off runners. I mean, it's really hard to film a video with these LED lights on. Runners over there. And it's all coming from this big dude back here. So, I mean, it's to the point where I'm going to have to cut those and plant them. But I really like the substrate. It's my favorite out of all of them. All tanks are running the same lights. All tanks get dosed with Flourish Excel and Flourish Comprehensive twice a week. So that's what's going on in that tank. I think overall, that tank's looking awesome. So let's go over here to the dirt. The dirt melted a lot more than the other two initially. But it did come back. I'm sorry it's all brown like that. It's kind of looking like a Blackwater tank. I got a lot of driftwood in there and it's leaching tannins. I also think the dirt's leaching a little bit. But let's zoom in here and see. I found out later, I guess you're not supposed to put broadleaf Liguigia in a newly dirted tank. I didn't know that. So my Liguigia took a major crap. But that back corner grew in very nicely. I haven't done any trimming. I haven't done anything except water changes on these tanks since I set them up. So I got to get in here and do a lot of maintenance. But I just thought I'd show you guys what's going on. You can see the water level's a little low. I know you can't abuse planted tanks, but at the same time, you know, I mean, I've kept up on my water changes and stuff. But at the same time, I was just kind of letting you guys see the difference between the substrates. That's really what I'm going for here. But, I mean, that stuff just grew in very nicely. That broadleaf Liguigia, man, I cooked it. But it's got some new leaves down there, so hopefully it'll come back. I'm not real sure. But the dirt, some advantages to it. Planting the plants, it seemed to grab onto the plant. Like when you stick your finger down in it and shove the plant down, it seems to grab the plant and hold on to it a lot better than like the Eco-Complete or the Floramax. It almost like sucks the plant in. I think that's awesome. And like I said, at first it melted really badly. It's came back, I think, and I think it's still in the process of coming back, but it's definitely not looking bad at all. Now to the Floramax. This tank, sorry, I gotta sit down on the ground here. This tank, I feel like this is the one that has done the worst. It had a lot die in it, to the point where I was beginning to wonder if it was even going to take off. As you can see, and like I said, I haven't trimmed them yet, and I know trimming will help the plants, so I need to get in here and do a lot of work, but I've been really busy lately. But as you can see back there by the heater, there's some dead leaves. My guppies all want to be filmed. There's some dead leaves over in there. The Rotala indica, I mean, it's grown quite nicely. But I don't feel like it's grown as well as the Rotala indica in the Eco Complete. The only thing I can think, I wish I would have added some clay to this tank, because I think that would have made a level playing field, and I still might do that. My water sprite, it took a beating. It's starting to come back at the top. The Sag did send off some new leaves. The Chilensis, you can see the new growth there in the middle. I think it's going to be okay. But overall, I feel like the growth in this tank has not come back near to the extent that the other tanks have. I mean, this pretty much looks like the day I planted it, maybe a little shittier. It hasn't really grown in much at all. So that brings me up to the little Nano tank. This is Floramax 2, and this Rotala indica just absolutely took off. When I planted it, it was probably about right here, about that high, and you can see it's shot clear across the tank already. That's what's going on in there. That Anubias right there, I just got shoved down in the substrate. I haven't even tied it on to anything. But I feel like it's grown in nicely as well. So that's what's going on with the tanks. I will keep you guys updated and let you know my thoughts between the 3 different substrates and which ones I think are best. I still think this tank has probably done the most amount of growing. And like I said, everything else is pretty much on an even field, so that green Wendenti in there, it's sent off a lot of new leaves as well. So I feel like overall, this is the tank I'm enjoying the most. It's got clear water. It was a little easier to maintain, or a little easier to set up. I mean, the dirt wasn't terribly hard, but I do feel like it is leaching a little bit of water, or a little bit of dirt into the water. But then again, it's really hard to say with all that driftwood in there. This wood right here, all of these pieces are Manzanita. That is Malaysian, and that Malaysian has been in there for like a year probably. Back before I had dirted this tank, and never did quit leaching tannins, so that could have something to do with it. But even with the kind of the black water look going on, I still think it looks pretty awesome. So let me give you a large shot of everything. So that's what's going on. I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching.